is a privilege to be in the company of Filipinos who see possibilities where others only see limitations, who continue to create despite the challenges that are before them. Hangad natin na mabigyan ng sapat na suporta ang bawat makabuluhang ideya upang ito ay mapakinabangan ng lipunan.
Tonight's headlines: Malacanang disclosed that fugitive and resigned Representative Zaldico is now seeking asylum in France.
DSWD requests intervention from House lawmakers over issues with ghostwriters. This is in connection with the ongoing distribution of cash aid to the transport sector due to previous impact of previous oil price hikes.
DPWH reports that progress in addressing the ongoing Navota sanitary landfill fire is slow but steady.
And humanoid robots are to be tested as airport ground workers in Japan. All these and more, here on 13 News.
Good evening, I am William Thio. We are bringing you the day's top stories that shape the country, straightforward, clear, and concise.
I'm Angela C. Under one flag with 3 mandates to inform, explain, and empower the nation. This is 13 News.
First in the news, Malacanang reported that President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is disappointed upon receiving information that the fugitive and resigned Representative Zaldico was able to slip out of the Czech Republic. Recall that Co was previously held by Czech immigration over lack of travel documents.
The president is now set to meet with the French and Czech authorities regarding what happened and what needs to be done, especially now that Co is reported to be seeking political asylum in France. IBC correspondent Harley Valbuena has more details about this report.
After it was confirmed that fugitive and former lawmaker Zaldico has already left the Czech Republic, Malacanang disclosed that Co is now within the jurisdiction of France and he already has a petition for political asylum.
The DFA has received highly reliable information that Zaldico has a pending petition for political asylum in France. He has been requested to be transferred to and is now under the jurisdiction of French authorities. According to the palace, Co cited alleged political persecution as basis for his political asylum request, which Yusek Castro quickly contradicted. Bago pa man nangyari ang lahat, siya ay hinahabol na at pinababalik dito para sagutin ang mga alegasyon tungkol sa malversation, pagnakaw di umano ng pondo ng bayan. So wala pong masasabing political persecution dito. Maliwanag po yan. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is already disappointed upon learning that Co still managed to slip out. Hence, the president is already set to meet with the French ambassador and Czech envoy. Pinatawag po ng ating Pangulo ang ambassador ng France at pati ang ambassador ng Czech Republic or charge d'affaires. At para mapag-usapan kung anong pagkukulang, kung anong dapat na ginawa at ano yung dapat na maaari pang gawin para maibalik si Zaldico dito sa ating bansa. All Philippine missions in Europe were already ordered to gather information that could help in bringing Zaldico home, and the Philippines will continue to coordinate with European governments. Malacanang insisted that there is no failure or letdown within our government, but the situation became complicated as we are still obligated to follow the laws of the countries visited by Co, such as the Czech Republic. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
Meanwhile, at The Hague, the International Criminal Court, or ICC, released a new set of ICC judges who will handle the case versus former President Rodrigo Duterte. The ICC has constituted a trial chamber 3 composed of judges Joanna Corner, Kibong Paik, and Nicolas Guillou. This decision for the constitution of the Trial Chamber 2 came after the recent confirmation of charges by the pre-trial Chamber 1. Former President Duterte will stand trial for the crimes of murder against humanity. This is in relation to the implementation of the war on drugs during the Duterte administration.
The Bureau of Internal Revenue has issued order for the conduct of tax audits versus Vice President Sara Duterte, her husband Attorney Mans Carpio, and 9 business enterprises related to the couple. Among many things, the Bureau released this order following the testimony of the Office of the Ombudsman pertaining to the SALN of VP Duterte and the reports of the Anti-Money Laundering Council disclosed in the House impeachment hearing. In the House of Representatives, meanwhile, many groups are also calling for Vice President Sara Duterte to finally face the allegations thrown against her. IBC correspondent Earl Tobias filed this report.
Some church leaders traveled all the way from Isabela to urge House lawmakers to pursue the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte. The group says this must proceed to trial, and the Vice President should set an example in showing respect to fellow public servants and to the rule of law. They also hope for a process that is untarnished by malicious narratives and controversies that may be used to derail the fight for accountability.
At sa amin po sa simbahan ay hindi po matatawaran ang amin pong pananabik na malaman mismo sa bibig ng ating pangalawang Pangulo ang katotohanan hinggil sa mga samot-saring katanungan sa kanya.
Tomorrow, the House Justice Committee is expected to vote on whether there is already enough probable cause to push for the impeachment of the Vice President, as claimed in the 2 pending complaints against VP Duterte. The committee will also push to decide whether to open the green box, which supposedly contains tax records of Vice President Sara Duterte and her husband, Attorney Mans Carpio. The House Justice Committee, meanwhile, insisted that their proceeding cannot be derailed by a complaint filed by Attorney Carpio yesterday.
This can be considered as another attempt to suppress the information. We maintain that everything that happened and will happen before the Justice Committee are constitutional.
House Public Accounts Committee Chairperson Terry Ridon even claimed that the discovered discrepancies between VP Duterte's SALN and the 6 billion peso transactions flagged by Anti-Money Laundering Council involving her and her husband may be treated as a nuclear bomb to push for the impeachment complaint to reach the Senate as an impeachment court. Earl Tobias, IBC News.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development raised alarm over the presence of alleged ghostwriters in the ongoing government assistance to the transport sector, calling for an immediate intervention during the House Committee hearing on transportation. In a hearing of the House Committee on Transport, DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian called for lawmakers' intervention amid this concern. Gatchalian reported that they flagged what he described as a junk list, citing incidents of duplicate entries, incomplete personal details, and unreliable data. Despite data cleaning enforced by the agency, the number of listed riders remains inconsistent, while at least 20% of listed beneficiaries have yet to claim their aid. He warned that around 2.7 billion pesos in public funds could have been misallocated without a proper distribution system. The committee members are set to conduct deeper congressional probe among concerned platforms responsible for data collection to address this matter.
And ang promise sa amin was a clean list to operate the payout, pero we're getting really dirty list na nakakatakot kasi, like I pointed out, 2.7 billion of taxpayers' money would have gone to waste if we credited directly to e-wallets without even doing a validation or a verification.
Meanwhile, beneficiaries of Kadiwa ng Pangulo are thankful as the supply of 20 pesos per kilo of rice is once again available in various outlets. The Agriculture Department even said they're still eyeing to expand the implementation of this program in more parts of the country. IBC News correspondent Cristal Ramizares has the report.
The Benteng Bigas program is finally back in kadiwa ng Pangulo outlets after the recent temporary depletion of its supply. According to the Agriculture Department, the Food Terminal Incorporated or FTI has already delivered stocks to over 900 kadiwa outlets nationwide. With this, each outlet can now accommodate up to 1,000 beneficiaries in a day.
Nag-adjust na yung FTI natin tsaka yung AMAS. So maraming areas na ulit yung napapadalan. Kasi nga medyo talagang marami ngayon yung nagre-request nitong P20, yung 20 pesos na bigas.
Beneficiaries were grateful for this initiative, like Inigo. This is his third time to purchase the P20 rice since it helps lessen expenses in their household.
Talagang malaking tulong, kagaya po namin na senior na po at hindi na po na kakapagtrabaho eh. Kaya magpapasalamat kami sa lalo na sa gobyerno.
Another beneficiary even bought lower-priced vegetables and fruits along with the 20 pesos per kilo rice.
Kumuha na rin ako dito kaysa pag sa labas. Sobrang mahal. Kasi yung kamatis lang sa labas, mahigit 100 na.
For beneficiaries who are interested to avail the Benteng Bigas program, visit Kadiwa's official Facebook page to find schedules of the Kadiwa outlets near you. DA also plans to expand the Kadiwa outlets in other provinces to provide affordable products to the Filipino people. Cristal Ramizares, IBC News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. personally awarded the winners of the 2026 National Invention Contest and Exhibits or NICE, organized by the Department of Science and Technology. The NICE recognizes outstanding Filipino inventions that contribute to communities, the medical field, and other industries, highlighting local innovation with real-world impact. A total of 2.9 million pesos in cash incentives was given to winners across various categories. The winners will also receive support from the DOST for commercialization and international promotion of their inventions as the President directed stronger government support for Filipino inventors. The President also vowed to support Filipino inventors as part of the administration's push for development.
It is always a privilege to be in the company of Filipinos who see possibilities where others only see limitations, who continue to create despite the challenges that are before them. Hangad natin na mabigyan ng sapat na suporta ang bawat makabuluhang ideya upang ito ay mapakinabangan ng lipunan.
When we return, DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon personally inspected the continuing operations addressing the ongoing fire at the Navotas Sanitary Landfill. Stay tuned, this is 13 News.
Bagong Pilipinas. Mahalaga ang kapakanan ng bawat isa. Lahat ng aspeto ng lipunan pinagtutuunan ng pansin ng pamahalaan at ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Bagong Pilipinas, PBBM, Lingkod ng Bayan. Tuwing Linggo, alas 8:30 ng umaga.
Dahil kailangan updated ka sa lahat ng mga kaganapan, 13 Express ang para sa'yo.
Posible ring maapektuhan ang pagbabudget ng COMELEC para sa susan ng pambansang pulisya.
Latest news throughout the day, ihahatid ng tapat at totoo. 13 Express, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa IBC 13.
Welcome back to the program. The Department of Energy calls for effective solutions to address the potential effects of El Nino and other impacts in the country. This as the ASEAN Climate Week formally opened, gathering regional member states to discuss climate efforts in Southeast Asian countries. IBC correspondent Cristal Ramizares returns for this story.
As lead of the recently opened engagement for the ASEAN Climate Week, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources pushes for a one region for climate action approach in the entire ASEAN region. Environment Secretary Juan Miguel Cuna says the forum will tackle possible solutions to address climate issues in the Southeast Asian countries.
As lead partner, DENR is committed to a people-centered approach, integrating adaptation and resilience into national planning, prioritizing ecosystem-based solutions, addressing loss and damage, and protecting communities affected by climate-induced mobility.
The topics to be discussed in several sessions throughout the week include conservation and restoration efforts of the environment, climate interlinkages, and climate economy modeling. Trainings and knowledge-sharing sessions will be held between stakeholders to identify ASEAN's best practices to climate response. The Philippines also seeks to highlight the country's disaster preparedness on the potential effects of El Nino and upcoming typhoons.
In the Philippines, we have the People's Survival Fund as one funding mechanism by which we can support vulnerable communities to recover from the damages due to extreme weather events.
DENR will also discuss ongoing projects and ensure implementation of environmental policies among communities.
Manila Bay Rehabilitation, Pasig River, and Laguna Lake, we make sure that all waterways are clean, making sure that all LGUs are strictly implementing their solid waste management plan.
Through the Philippines ASEAN Chairship, DENR targets to produce a technical compendium containing regional reports and strategies to ASEAN's commitment in addressing climate change. Cristal Ramizares, IBC News.
The Department of Agriculture has intensified efforts to address the potential impact of the El Nino phenomenon in the country. According to Malacanang, the DA has already ordered the National Irrigation Administration to conduct field mapping across vulnerable areas possibly affected by drought. The agency has also coordinated with their regional offices alongside the Philippine Rice Research Institute and the Bureau of Soils and Water for intervention measures. This as Pag-asa has raised the El Nino Alert Watch, warning drier than usual conditions in the coming months.
Handa po ang DA sa mga konkretong measures, no? Concrete measures para ito ay maagapan. Nandiyan na po na inatasan ang National Irrigation Administration na tukuyin pa ang mga lugar na maaapektuhan ng kakulangan ng tubig. Kabilang narito ang mga saklaw ng mga sistemang tulad ng magat, UPRIIS at iba pang irrigation systems.
As for the latest in our weather conditions, hot and humid weather continues to batter parts of the country with danger level heat index of 45 degrees Celsius recorded in Camarines Sur. This is according to the daily computed heat index of Pag-asa. The Weather Bureau also reported temperatures in Dumangas, Iloilo and Sangli Point, Cavite City that soared to 43 degrees Celsius. Around 42 degrees Celsius was also felt over Bacnotan, La Union, while Pasay City, Metro Manila experienced up to 40 degrees Celsius of heat. Amid rising temperatures, easterlies also continue to affect the rest of the country, bringing scattered rains and thunderstorms over Zamboanga Peninsula, Palawan, Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, Misamis Occidental, and Basilan, and isolated rain showers or thunderstorms over Metro Manila.
Meanwhile, amid non-stop operations in the Navotas landfill fire, the Department of Public Works and Highways led an inspection on the ground earlier today. Meanwhile, the state of air quality in Metro Manila is now in better condition. IBC correspondent Patrick Gupo files this report.
It has been 3 weeks now since the fire situation in the Navota sanitary landfill has started. Authorities say there's now progress in the non-stop operations to extinguish the fire fully.
Nung nagsimula pa lang tong disaster na to, inutusan kami ni Sec Mitch ni Pangulong BBM na talagang i-monitor to ng mabuti. Kasi talagang hindi biro itong nangyari dito. At napakalawak, napakalaki. 30 hectares, napakalaking lugar. 44 hectares yung landfill. Ang nasusunog siguro halos 90% nung simula. Pero ngayon, according to the estimates, halos mangangalahati na tayo dun sa napapatay nating area. So, napakalaking progress niyan.
DPWH Secretary Dizon personally conducted inspection at the site earlier today. Dizon admitted that even as there is already a progress, there's still more to be done.
Hindi pa kami makakapagbigay ulit ng timeline, pati yung mga Japanese partners natin ayaw magbigay ng timeline kasi talagang slow process ito. Pero slowly but surely naman napapatay na natin yung sunog.
As the fire persists, the air quality in Metro Manila is now at a better condition except in the nearby area of Valenzuela.
Bali, ngayong umaga po is ang range po ng ating air quality is nasa moderate tsaka good naman po. So, ibig sabihin, wala pong bantang panganib sa ating kalusugan.
Thus, health officials are urging the public to remain cautious.
Nag-aabiso po tayo sa ating komunidad o sa publiko. We highly advise precautionary measures to be taken by the public. So, unang-una po dyan, kung pangit po ang air quality o hindi po ito maganda or unhealthy, inaabiso po namin ang mga tao na magstay po indoors.
Authorities vow for a whole-of-government approach to solve this incident. Moreover, they're already working with Japan experts for technical assistance. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
It's been said that cash is king, but as the country advances through the digitalization era, electronic fund transactions have reached to approximately 7.7 trillion pesos. Based on the data of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, about 7.69 trillion pesos is the total value made from digital transfers as of March 2026. This is 45.32% higher than the 5.29 trillion pesos total value of digital transfers last year. Why is it getting higher? It means more Filipinos are now maximizing the use of e-fund transfer services like InstaPay and PesoNet. Results showed that InstaPay has reached a value of 3.761 trillion pesos on its transactions this first quarter of 2026, compared to the 2.289 trillion pesos value last year. While PesoNet reached 3.93 trillion pesos, a bit higher than the almost 3 trillion pesos last year. What does the data mean? Digital fund transactions are expected to grow further as it provides greater convenience and wider merchant acceptance, which Filipinos may consider as the new normal for financial transactions. The U.S. has received Iran's proposal to conclude the war and is currently reviewing it. But a U.S. official says President Donald Trump was not satisfied by the proposal, citing key concerns. Meanwhile, Iran's diplomacy tour has concluded following successful talks with Russia's President Putin. Let's have more details from CJ Reyes.
Iran concluded diplomacy talks with Russia in St. Petersburg yesterday. The exchange lasted for 1.5 hours, covering topics such as their countries' bilateral relations, regional issues, and the ongoing war in the Middle East. Russian President Vladimir Putin guaranteed its full support towards Iran and hoped for peace to be attained as soon as possible. He also commended Iran for resisting pressure from the United States and Israel, adding that Russia is willing to mediate as an attempt to restore stability over the Middle East. Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi left the meeting feeling optimistic following the discussions. He described Iran and Russia as strategic partners, saying they will continue to deepen cooperations and strengthen diplomatic ties. But with Iran's diplomacy tour all wrapped up, its proposal to end the war is still currently under review by the U.S. According to a U.S. official, President Donald Trump was not too pleased with the points given, citing the absence of any mention of Iran's nuclear program. While Trump has not rejected the plan, he remains highly skeptical. The White House reiterated that they have been clear with their red lines, including the absolute guarantee that Iran will not possess nor develop nuclear weapons, suggesting that the proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz is insufficient if nuclear negotiations are absent. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
Japan will start the trial run for humanoid robots as airport handlers amid labor shortages. Japan Airlines, together with GMO Internet Group, said the initiative aims to address the surge of inbound tourism every year and the decline of the country's working age population. The 2-year trial is set to train robots to perform physically demanding tasks such as ground handling operations. Philippine Olympic Committee President Abraham Bambol Tolentino expressed confidence that the Philippines can successfully host the 7th Asian Beach Games in March 2028. The statement came after the recent signing of the host country contract. The Olympic Council of Asia is also optimistic over the Philippines' capability to stage the international sporting event. The signing also happened during the ongoing 6th Asian Beach Games in China. Earlier today, the Philippine team has already bagged 3 gold medals, 3 silver and 2 bronze, making us maintain our 3rd ranking among 10 competing countries. Tolentino meanwhile added that the authorities are now laying out the blueprint for the 2028 hosting. He said this is expected to boost the country's sports industry and economic prospects.
Nandiyan na lahat, tourism, economy, sports, domino effect na yan. The entire economy of Cebu and the country.
Here are the results of the 9 p.m. draws from the PCSO. For the Lotto 642, the winning numbers are 15, 9, 12, 16, 37, and 35 with a jackpot price of 27,872,450 pesos and 50 centavos. For the Lotto 649, the winning combination is 27, 9, 34, 5, 16, and 42 with a jackpot price of 30,227,489 pesos and 87 centavos. For the Ultra Lotto 658, the winning combination is 9, 47, 32, 39, 45, and 33 with a jackpot price of 75 million pesos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 8, 1, 5, 2, 1, and 5. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 6, 3, and 0. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 20 and 30. There are no winners for the Lotto 642, Super Lotto 649, and Ultra Lotto 658. Tomorrow, April 29, Spotlight will turn to young Filipino storytellers as Book Writers Club brings creativity to life at the Young Writers Conference 2026. With the theme Imagine, this event aims to nurture creativity, curiosity, and confidence among young Filipino writers through workshops and expert talks. The conference will take place at the National Library Auditorium at 1:00 p.m.
Also tomorrow, April 29, hope will shine brighter across the world as we celebrate the World Wish Day. This reminds us that even the smallest wish can change a life forever. This event focuses on empowering children with critical illnesses through hope, strength, and joy by granting their wishes through the help of donors or sponsors. This actually inspired the creation of the Make-A-Wish Foundation in 1980.
And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Good night, everyone.
Dati-rati maraming pamilyang Pilipino ang kapos. May mga magulang na hindi alam kung saan kukuha ng makakain. Sa ayuda naman, matagal sila